Harley-Davidson Crossbones. Though there are several well-known brands in Harley-Davidson's lineup that we would like to see return, let's start with one that isn't as well-known. How many individuals can still remember the Crossbones? It was aesthetically pleasing and enjoyable to ride because it was the perfect combination of the classic bobber, modern power, and riding technology. It was a fast cruiser that took pleasure in defying convention. This motorbike embodied the idea of eliminating unnecessary weight and optimizing engine power. It ensured that onlookers gawked in amazement with its lace wheels, chopped front fender, and Springer front end, as well as its slash-cut pipes and sprung solo seat. Definitely a good candidate for reintroducing to a new group of riders. Kaja Mito. You may think that 125cc sports bikes are too dull, yet certain vintage models are far more capable than 400 to 500cc models nowadays. Just that, the Kaja Mito was a little 125cc sports bike that defied the prevailing notion that bigger is better. It selected lightweight in order to achieve its performance. Its 125cc engine generated 34 horsepower, which is twice as much as the average 125cc bike nowadays and more than a Honda CB300R, so it wasn't lacking in performance. Valentino Rossi won his first world title on this beast as well. Furthermore, what do you know? Shortly after creating the Ducati 916, Massimo Tamburini personally designed the piece. Harley-Davidson XR1200. When one thinks about classic Harley-Davidsons from the past 15 years, the XR1200 will undoubtedly come to mind. Known as the sportiest Harley-Davidson ever, it is one of the bravest motorcycles the firm has ever produced in its more than a century of existence. The XR's distinct flat-track-inspired design, which is demonstrated by its excellent suspension, wheels, and, of course, its grin-inducing V-twin powerplant, deserves credit for that designation. The XR1200X, an upgraded model of the XR, was unveiled by Harley in 2010. It had an all-black design reminiscent of Batman, with piggyback shocks and updated Showa USD forks on top. We would adore a resurgence of the XR1200X in this era of more market acceptance and tolerance compared to the previous 10 years. Imagine a sporty Harley-Davidson without clothes that is equipped with the new Revolution Max 1250cc engine. If it plays the same song as the 150 HP Pan America, bonus points. Already, we're salivating. KTM RC8. The RC390 is widely regarded as KTM's best sport bike ever. However, genuine motorcycle enthusiasts like you and myself have a responsibility to remind people about the 1190 RC8. So far, KTM has only offered one complete sport bike, the flagship RC. It had a 1,195cc V-twin engine that produced 90 pound-feet of torque and somewhat more than 170 horsepower, almost winning the class. The mill was housed inside a steel tube frame that was connected by adjustable monoshock and 43mm USD forks. We can't help but dream of the RC8 making a reappearance, with the RC990 rumors becoming more and more prevalent. After all, the brand from Austria boasts a new 1,350cc V-twin engine that is incredibly competent and powerful. It would undoubtedly make an impression on the market with a little under 190 horsepower. Aprilia Caponord 1200. It's possible that Aprilia and adventure bikes are not the same thing. But the Italian bike manufacturer created the Caponord 1200, also known as the ETV 1200, in 2013. With a 1,197cc V-twin engine, the motorbike functioned as the company's full-fledged adventure bike. It generated a meager 125 horsepower, which was sent to the wheels using a 6-speed gearbox. The business hasn't had an over 1000cc ADV since then, and it's past time for them to return to the ring. Bonus points if Aprilia's famed 1077cc V4 engine is used in the new Caponord. Doesn't that sound like a great Ducati Multistrada V4? Harley-Davidson VRSC lineup. Similar to the XR1200, the VRSC range from Harley is well suited for a resurgence. Because of its exceptional liquid-cooled V-twin horsepower and unrivaled muscle bike look, it remains popular in the second-hand motorcycle market. With an output of about 123 horsepower, which is more than Harley's current most powerful cruiser, the 121 horsepower Sportster S, the latter making it the most powerful HD cruiser in the early 2010s. This performance, in addition to its premium cycle components, helped Harley establish itself as a prominent player in the drag racing industry. Contemporary V-rods might accomplish the same. MV Agusta F4. We're sure you're familiar with the MV Agusta F4 if you enjoy sport bikes in the leader class. The motorbike has been one of the most exquisite superbikes available for purchase ever since it made its debut. Furthermore, the F4 was more than just a pretty face. In the late 2000s, it held the title of world's fastest production motorcycle. Actually, MV Agusta introduced a sports bike model called the 312, which stood for its maximum speed without restrictions. The Italian motorcycle manufacturer ceased operations in 2018, leaving a void in both its own portfolio and the hearts of its devotees. The business doesn't currently have a leader-class sport bike in its range, and we would be overjoyed to see the F4 return. We are confident that it would cause enough agitation in the crowded 1000cc class to make Ducati and BMW bite their nails. Yamaha YZFR6. This is an obvious choice. There is a huge void in Yamaha's YZF range ever since the R6 was discontinued. Undoubtedly, the YZFR7 has played a role in calming down enthusiasts, but the original Supersport is still much missed. Ultimately, there's simply nothing that compares to the 599cc inline-4 Supersport engine's potential to reach over 17,000 RPM. Aside from the huge void, considering the market, its return makes more sense. In 2023, Kawasaki brought back the Ninja ZX-6R, while Honda swiftly succeeded with the 2024 CB600 RR. It appears like the 600cc Supersport class is back in style, and Yamaha should definitely follow suit. A pipe dream, given that Team Blue is now developing a YZFR9. Yamaha VMAX. What can smoke superbikes off the line, has a V4 engines, and is Japanese? Yes, we are discussing the venerable Yamaha VMAX. Thanks to its 1679cc V4 engine that produces 197 horsepower and 123 pound-feet of torque, this cruiser motorbike is likely among the quickest ever produced by a Japanese bike manufacturer. This surpasses not just the top Harley-Davidson models, but also the Ducati Diavel V4 and the Triumph Rocket 3. Can you blame us for wanting the Team Blue cruiser to go back on sale? These numbers are ridiculous, and it looked amazing. Aprilia Dorsoduro. The Dorsoduro, Aprilia's offering in the Supermoto class, is another motorbike that has captured our attention. The basic model began life as a 750cc in 2008, moved to a 1200cc configuration, the same as the Caponord, and, just before it was killed, boasted a nearly 900cc power plant. The Dorsoduro was one of the few genuine blue competitors to the Ducati Hypermotard in its previous incarnation. Its 896cc power plant produced 66 pound-feet of torque and 95 horsepower, which was more than exciting. Its superior foundations, underseat exhausts, and edgy design gave it an even greater advantage over its competitors. Considering Ducati's upcoming Hypermotard 698, Aprilia would stand to gain a lot from a Dorsoduro 660. Do you not think? Kawasaki Concours 14. Another Japanese motorbike that was impacted by global pollution laws is the Kawasaki Concours. When it was first introduced in 2007 as the replacement for the original Concours, it was equipped with a lot of creature comforts including traction control, fuel efficiency assistance mode, an economical riding indication, ABS, and Kawasaki's wireless key fob activation system. The writing was already obviously on the wall about the Concours' death, as more and more sport touring riders shifted to adventure bikes. In the end, Kawasaki discontinued the bike in 2022. Honda CB100 RS. Traditional motorbikes have a distinct sound, regardless of their technological advancements. The Honda CB100 is on the list for this reason. Although it made its debut in 2010, the RS version, which made its debut in 2017 as a sportier variant of the 1100, is the one we're concentrating on today. Rival to the famed Triumph Thruxton 1200, Honda equipped the RS with a plethora of high-end features. Öhlins shock absorbers, sporty rubber, dual-bending Showa forks, and 17-inch aluminum alloy wheels. Given that Honda does not provide other vintage choices in its foreign inventory, the RS deserves a second shot. Given that Triumph is expected to discontinue the Thruxton, we believe it has a high chance of performing well.